Hello everyone, this is Lance. So some people have been asking me how to handle the minimum 2 tie rule in forum games. So I think I'll just make a quick video to talk about this. Okay, so this minimum 2 tie rule is um it was introduced because of the increase in maximum tie from 5 to 6 in forum games. Okay, so the minimum tie also increased from 1 to 2. Okay, so as to protect the 6 tie hands, if you want people to aim for the bigger hands, right, then um they don't want the 1 tie hands to anyhow like spoil the game in a way. Okay, so that the bigger hands 5 or 6 ties still got a chance to play. Okay, so there are two types of the minimum 2 tie rule in foreign games. The first one, okay, the more common one, okay, 2 tie to gain from other players and 1 tie must 自摸 cannot gain from other players. Okay, this exists in the 5-1 games or the 5-1 half games. Okay, then in the 1-2 games there is something called the pure 2. Okay, this means that whether it's 自摸 or taking from other players, is always 2 tie minimum to game. Okay, so 1 tie cannot even 自摸. Okay, so this is in the 1-2 games. Okay, so I go through the first one first. 2 tie to game, 1 tie must 自摸, because that is much more common. Okay, so in classic rules, when you have 1 tie ready, either from animal or your own flower, okay, then you can JPG, meaning 碰高, so you can anyhow eat, anyhow 碰, then you win. Okay, so once you have 1 tie ready, then generally you can anyhow play already. Okay, so like what a lot of people say, they are licensed in SG Mahjong. Okay, but if they got 0 tie, then no license, right? Okay, so they would need to pong their own win, okay, either the seed win or the round win, okay, or the 中发白 the dragon tiles, okay, or if they already got some smelly flowers, right, then they need to force the smelly 平湖, okay, or if the hand is suitable, then you can do 半色 or pong pong. Okay, so if 0 tie, you must find tie somewhere. If 1 tie, you can anyhow play. That is what it was like in standard classic rules. Okay, but now with this minimum 2 tie rule, right? Then what has changed? Okay, basically everything, all the requirements, right, have increased by 1 tie. Okay, so it sort of became stricter, right? Like you can anyhow play now with 2 tie instead of 1. Okay, then with 1 tie, you still need to find one more tie somewhere. Okay, so you want your 臭平湖 碰 自牌 and or 碰碰半色. Okay, so it it's sort of like everything became stricter by 1 tie, right? So you just need to adjust your like how to say, your internal compass or something. Okay, so the requirements have increased by 1 tie. Okay, so you adjust accordingly. But the previously, right, the 0 tie cannot 自摸. Now the 0 tie is 1 tie, okay, is equivalent, but now the 1 tie can 自摸, right? So you, although the conditions became stricter by 1 tie, the last time 0 tie, which is now 1 tie, right, actually has a benefit. You can 自摸, okay, and you want to capitalize on this rule as far as possible. Okay, the 1 tie can 自摸 rule, because last time if you don't have enough tie to win, right, then you cannot 自摸, but now can 自摸 even if you can't take from other players. Okay, so example, let's say you got an animal already, got a chicken, okay, then you got one melded set, okay, so your hand is like that. Okay, so you are waiting to 碰 the 发财, then you got 2 tie, then you can gain from other players, right? Okay, but what if 1 comes out from the left or 1 comes out from anyone? Would you want to eat your pong or not? Then you only have 1 tie. Then you cannot gain from other players. Okay, then the answer to this is yes, because you want to capitalize on the 1 tie can 自摸 rule. Okay, so last time if you in classic rules if you don't have the chicken, then you definitely must 碰 the 发财 what. If not, how to game? Okay, but now you once you got one tai although you cannot game from other players, but you can 自摸, so you want to make full use of this. So yes, someone come out you 碰, one on the left come out you eat. Okay, you wait 六九 first, see whether you can pull in yourself. Okay, then 一台 can 自摸, right? Okay, so see whether you can 自摸, but if you cannot 自摸, then you like if you cannot 自摸 before the 发财 come out, then too bad lah. Okay, this is just my usual luck. Yeah, so if 发财 come out you 碰 right, then like let's say after you 碰3万 then 发财 come out, then you 碰. Okay, what you can do is you 碰发财 and then discard 四筒, then now you are still waiting on a good weight 六九 but you can game from other players. Okay, so before you get the 发财, you can get into a one tai 听牌 first and try to 自摸 because you want to capitalize on the one tai can 自摸 rule. Okay, but what if I change the triplet of 四筒 to a sequence 四五六筒, so same situation, but now it will be a bit clumsy to 碰 the 3万, right? Because if you 碰 the 3万 and wait 六九 or you eat 2万 then although you can use the one tai 自摸 rule, but when 发财 comes out and you 碰, then you end up with a 单调 weight. So this is rather clumsy, right? To take the one tai chance first. Okay, so in this case it's not as clear cut as the previous one. The previous one with the triplet, right? Okay, this one definitely take one tai 听牌 first, then after that you can 碰发财 and then throw 四筒 for the 眼睛 and then you can still have a good weight. Here cannot, you end up with 单调, so timing is important. If it's early game and 发财 is still likely to appear, then you wait for the 发财 to come out first, then you 碰 and then you get 2 tai. Okay, yeah, or because while waiting you could like draw like maybe 七索 or 八索 and so on. Okay, then you got more tiles to 碰 to wait the 发财. Okay, yeah, so if it's early game you wait, but if it's later in the game where you sense like oh maybe other people 听牌 already, or maybe 发财 not likely to be thrown so easily, okay, people guarding and so on, then in the later part of the game, then yes, you will eat the 2万 or 碰 the 3万 and get into 一台 听牌 first, hoping to draw like animal or flower, or you just 自摸 yourself first. Okay, so this one is not so clear cut and depends. This one depends a lot on your sense of the situation on the table that you're playing at. Okay, next thing, let's say you got 0 tai with smelly flower, so you don't have the nice 平胡 already so in this case if your 上家 give you something to eat 6万9万 or 四七筒, then do you eat or don't eat cause you might think that oh if I eat then I only got one tai, then one tai I must 自摸, so maybe I shouldn't eat because I eat already I must 自摸. Okay, the thing is that right, even if you draw in yourself and 门清, okay, you still cannot gain from other players. Even if you 门清, you also must 自摸. Okay, so in this case, if the 上家 discard for you, don't need to wait for 门清, just eat it, okay, and hope that you 自摸. And if you don't 自摸, maybe you can still get one more tai from animal or flower, and then you can gain from other players already. Okay, then if you don't have any flowers completely at all, okay, and you 种 a smelly flower, right, then that one too bad lah. Now you can only 自摸, okay, until you get another tai from flower or animal. Okay, moving on, let's talk about the pure 2 rule in 1-2 games. So one tai can no longer 自摸. Okay, now this is similar concept to the old Hong Kong rules. In old Hong Kong rules, right, they need minimum 3 tai to game. Okay, and their 碰碰 and 半色 are both 3 tai. So similar to Singapore Mahjong, where if you need minimum 2 tai, the 2 tai is 碰碰 or 半色. Okay. Okay, so if you want to see old Hong Kong rules, okay, there is my Mahjong Masters rant. Okay, so you can watch the video if you haven't done so. Okay, then so how to handle shit hands with no tie if you are playing pure two, so you can't win with one tie, can't win with 臭平湖. Okay, so is the answer to always force pong pong or pancer, because that's what the mahjong masters just now do. These people, the old uncles. Yeah. So the if you force pong pong or pancer every hand, right? Okay. Instead, because once you got, most of the time you got a flower or animal, right? And if you don't have your own one, okay, then 臭平湖 can no longer game. Okay, so if you force pong pong or pancer every hand, right, it's not going to work out. Okay, because some hands don't have pairs and some hands are mixture of two suits. Then if you anyhow force, you force already, then you release a lot of good tiles for other people. Okay, and you also need a lot of luck, to get your hands, to force your hands, to focus on one suit or to focus on all pairs. Okay, sequences are much easier than focusing on one suit or all pairs. Okay, so focusing like every hand force pom pom pancer, right, is not good mahjong, and you shouldn't be learning mahjong from those old uncles playing the Hong Kong mahjong. Okay, cause that one is so luck dependent. If those old uncles are playing 1-2 Singapore mahjong, okay, they will get raped completely. Okay, so how to handle shit hands with no tie, so no, the possibility of forming pong pong or pancer is also very low. Okay, what do you think you should do? Okay, you need a combination of 门清 and 平湖 to win the hands with smelly flowers and no tie. Okay, so you don't anyhow eat, draw everything in yourself, and then after that you need to 自摸 unless you get an animal or flower eventually, then you can game from other players. Okay, if it's two-sided instead of car long wait. Okay, so this would favor those players who are accustomed to playing Wiji Mahjong. Okay, because in Wiji Mahjong the Pinghu has to be 门清, right? Okay, so players who play the Richie Mahjong are already used to forming Pinghu hands them, like from their own draws instead of eating from the 商家. Okay, so Richie players might have advantage with this rule. Okay, what if you got no flowers? Okay, if you got no flowers, and you eat, right, then once you 种花 and the 花 doesn't give you tie, you can no longer game at all, even if you 自摸. Okay, until you draw a second, until you draw an animal or your own flower. Okay, so but does that mean no flower 平湖 you don't eat? No lah, of course you eat, right? Because eat you get closer to 听牌, and you want to 听 the no flower 平湖 as fast as possible. Okay, so following the melding principles, okay, there's one mahjong tips on melding, right? Okay, so following those principles, you eat until you get closer to 听牌 or you 听牌 already, then once you hit a smelly flower, then bo pian, you cannot game anymore, then you just break your hand and defend. Okay, so of course mahjong got some element of luck inside lah. If you suay you hit a smelly flower, then you stop playing. Okay, if you never get flowers, then you just continue playing. Okay, and try to win your pinghu. Okay, so the conclusion, right, for this video is that don't see the two tie minimum rule as a handicap. Okay, although sometimes it is lah, because like maybe in some games, you have so many one tie that other people throw and you just can't pull in yourself. Okay, then high five, you are just the same as me. Okay, but if you want to be a good mahjong player, then you have to adapt to whatever rules appear as long as the rules make sense. Okay, not like 13要强制我. Okay, so as long as the rules make sense, then you adapt to the rule and um continue playing mahjong with all the strong your like the fundamental um how to say like all the standard stuff lah. When should you mail? When should you like when should you aim for value? So all the fundamental skills you still apply, okay, but you just adapt to the other rules that are present in the game. Okay, so I hope that I help you get a better idea of how to handle the 2 time minimum rule. Okay, and wish you luck in your next 5-1 or 5-1 half or 1-2 game. Okay, thank you everyone for watching. Please join our Facebook group or like our Instagram page. All the links are in the description. Okay, thank you everyone for watching. Bye bye.